Hey guys! First things first, I want to apologize for my evil looking eyebrows in case they're distracting. I like to be as low maintenance as possible, so I get my eyelashes done. I have my sister color my eyebrows, so then when I wake up, I'm just like ready for the day. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is telling you yet another exciting way that you can use your crystals. So, what you're going to need for this are crystals that are safe in water. Personally, I recommend using anything that is already tumbled, okay? So you can look through your crystals, figure out what it is that you have there. If you have essential oils too, it might be fun to get some of those out, and then we'll just get started. So, in my opinion, I don't so much care for those little essential oil diffusers that people put in their room with the little flashy lights. They're cute, they're a little bit more decorative. However, how much do they work? Like, how much moisture are they putting into the air? And they're really, really expensive. You see them, I think the cheapest one I've ever seen is maybe like $30 at a TJ Maxx or something. And then they go up into the hundreds. Whereas you could just buy a regular humidifier, large or small. I got kind of like a medium to small size one so that you don't have to purchase filters or anything to go with that. And what we're going to do is put our crystals into the water in the humidifier. Now, why is that a good idea? Because if you remember from the other crystal videos, you can make elixirs with the water. And water is an amplifier, as you know. If you're meditating, the best place to meditate is actually the bath because it amplifies all of the energies. Water is like a magnifying glass, or I don't know what the term is, except for that I would say it's a potentiator, right? So it takes something and it like magnifies it by 10. And so if you're not into making and maintaining crystal grids around the house all the time, or maybe you have pets who kind of walk by and knock your crystal grids over and then you have to reset them, recharge them, that could be very annoying. And a simple fix to radiate some crystal energy throughout your home would be, especially in the winter time, just to chuck some in your humidifier. So let's get started. So I walked over to my crystal stash and I started thinking I'm going to grab things that are polished. But then as I was standing there, I picked out a jade stone, I picked out a malachite, and I grabbed a carnelian. And I thought, you know what I really need in my house? If I'm being strategic, what I need is an aventurine. Because aventurines, if placed in like your child's bedroom, will help them to keep their room more clean. It helps keep things tidy. And I thought of that because I was already kind of like in the green section of my stones. So this house is going to be so full of love as these all correlate to the heart chakra. But what I wanted to mention is if you look very carefully at this specific aventurine that I just grabbed the first one I saw, it has a pyrite variation in there. I don't know if you can see that little gold sparkle to it. And so the reason I bring that up is because it's very important to check our stones and ascertain whether or not they're even safe in water, right? Anything tumbled should be, but anything that isn't, like a raw aventurine, we'd want to look up. So I pulled up my little documents that I send you if you're in the Crystal Club with all of the information on them. And it says for pyrite, in that first little section there, how to care for your crystals, that it is safe in cold water, sunlight, moonlight, or with incense. So, perfect. This means that we'll be able to use it in the humidifier, and then I could also use this in order to, or I can also use this with essential oils, okay? It should be safe with that because it is safe with incense. Now, for the pyrite aspect, this would be something really good in your home if you work from home like I do, right? Because we know that pyrite attracts material wealth. It attracts abundance. So uses for this one, just to give you some inspiration or things you can think of, I'll go through the uses for all of these stones so you can get your mind going as to what kind of stones you might want to throw in your humidifier. But increases material abundance. Helps with meditation, increases your energy, balance, and stability. Who doesn't want that in their home, right? It's an energy shield. It clears negative energy and negative pollutants. So, you know, kids are fighting, kids are arguing, and what is this going to do? It's going to dissipate that energy so that it doesn't become worse. You know how as a parent, I mean, not all of you are parents, but many of you are, your kids start screaming and arguing with each other, and then one of them asks you for a snack, and you kind of snap, and you're like, get it yourself, you know, or like, give me a minute, because you're so irritated that you've been surrounded by this negative energy. And so this should help a lot with that. It'll open doors for you. It'll help you to create positive change in your life. It favors self-awareness, helps you to like confront dark aspects of things. Illuminates secrets, memories. It encourages openness and honesty. Again, very good stone for households with children. It increases confidence. But if you're already really confident, I wouldn't, or you have lived with somebody who's already very confident, I wouldn't throw this in there just because it can encourage aggressiveness in people who are already kind of confident or arrogant. Gets rid of low self-esteem kind of vibrations. Like if you feel like you're very plain Jane, you're very mediocre, your self-esteem is kind of low, if you feel in despair, you just feel sad and you don't know why. It helps you to come up with ideas and share those in a harmonious way. It helps you to use your talents to the fullest potential. It encourages organization, structure, and order. Hell yes. And this is still the pyrite we're talking about before we even get to the aventurine. So my mistake there when I was talking about aventurine. There's so many benefits to so many of these stones, and then when they work in tandem, this is going to be amazing, right? So you're just going to get along better with other people. Like your diplomacy is increased, your instincts, your analysis, your intuition, your mental activity, your creativity will help get rid of diseases and headaches, and will help kind of align your chakras. Just in general, it gives you a lot more physical energy, and therefore you can get more things done, right? It's a very good motivator stone. Blocks energy leaks, stimulates cell formation and damaged DNA. It helps to repair that. Makes your digestive tract stronger, helps with stomach ailments, soothes sleep disruption, gets rid of asthma and bronchitis, and that's just the pyrite aspect of that stone. So if we are looking at the aventurine aspect, it's going to very well pair with that, which is probably why aventurine with pyrite exists, right? Because we already know that this helps us to get organized, to get things cleaned up. As a green stone, it's opening up our heart chakra. It helps us to feel relaxed and satisfied, brings comfort, balance, deals with our emotional stressors. Again, with the creativity and compassion and empathy. It says it decreases neurotic behaviors and alleviates stuttering. So if you have a child with a speech impediment or anything like that, that's a very good stone. This is my favorite stone for children. Encourages tolerance and grants the courage to follow one's heart. Love that. It absorbs electromagnetic energies from computers, microwaves, stuff like that. So when I set up my humidifier, I'm going to actually do it in between the kitchen and the living room, kind of like the center of the house. Balances out giving and receiving. It encourages happy families and friendships. It will attract to you luck and opportunity. So just like the pyrite aspect, abundance, luck, opportunities, creativity. Helps relieve insomnia, soothes pain, nausea, skin disease, nervous tension, helps your connective tissues, your thymus, your nervous system. It regulates the growth in children from birth to 7. So if they're a little bit behind the bell curve or a little bit ahead of it, it will kind of help that balance out. It helps with your urinary function, supports people who are getting cancer treatments like radiation, chemotherapy, and then it also prevents premature birth. So if you are pregnant, this is a really good stone to have around. And like I mentioned, it helps kids to keep their room clean as well. So it's a very positive stone to throw in your humidifier. You don't have to use these same stones, but I'm just giving you an example as to why I selected the ones that I did. Now, the jade one, again, going to encourage a household that is loving and open and harmonious and balanced because it does correlate to that heart chakra energy. It's for the preservation of love feelings. So it's like that everlasting, unconditional love vibe, right? Compassion, inspiration, spontaneity. So fun in your household. Problem solving, taking action, again, that energy that we want to get things done once we get home. Sometimes we get home from work and we just want to like lay down and not do things. And this will kind of help you to be more active. Intuition, connection to the spirit world, dream interpretation, soothes irritation again. Again, luck, prosperity, and long life. Love that. Helps balance your metabolism, helps you get over injuries. It will support you in labor and delivery if you're pregnant. So again, a good combination to throw in your thing. Body fluid balance and adrenal support. So again, kind of with that urinary function, cardiovascular and neural treatments, toxin removal, and it'll help your back feel better. So looking at the malachite, here we go. The malachite. So this one is going to help you bring in more abundance again. It's helping you to live from your heart soul purpose, like finding your life purpose and really working on that. It helps you to discover your feelings, to be really open. It helps with uniqueness and acceptance of differences. So it makes your home a very welcoming environment to have a malachite in there. Opens your heart to receive universal love, rewards, and support. So blessings, right? It helps you to attract things a lot faster with the law of attraction. It brings traumas and past experiences to the surface so that they can be transformed. So it might be uncomfortable initially if you haven't worked with malachite before, but then once that kind of goes away, all of a sudden it's blessings on blessings on blessings. It will reveal blockages and purify your emotional and physical body. So you'll feel much more at ease as a result of having this around. Eases anxiety, just like we said. Releases inhibitions, diminishes fear, soothes heartaches after breakups. Hell yeah. And you know, I think a big part of that is because now you're going back and you're looking at what the actual problems were, and then you're working through it and you're moving on. Increases a sense of beauty, sensuality, friendship, and justice. So when people come into your house, they're going to feel very comfortable, but your home is just naturally going to feel more beautiful, right? It increases your mental powers of observation and increases the ability for you to express yourself verbally. So that's fantastic. It encourages empathy, increases the thirst for knowledge, and encourages risk-taking. So it will strengthen your liver, spleen, pancreas, can help with diabetes if you put it on your abdomen, but we're not doing that. We're putting it in our atmosphere. It eases pain, fractures, bruises, rebalances your thyroid and your parathyroid, eases sexual discomfort or menstrual cramps, eases childbirth. And if you live in a home with more than one woman, that would be very nice to have certain times of the month, because women who live together often get their menses at the same time. And so you're going to avoid yourself a lot of PMS-y, moody bitchiness, potentially. Not everybody gets that, but some people get it hard. And so if that's your family, you're going to want to check this in there around that time specifically. Treats heart problems, increases your heart strength. It's an overall health promoter. Fights asthma, inflammation, arthritis, lowers blood pressure, alleviates nausea and vertigo, dizziness, harmonizes your DNA and cells, fortifies your immune system, protects against radiation and environmental pollutions, again, like we mentioned. And so especially to have something like this in the living room would be good, where your TV's going, where maybe you got your PlayStation or your Roku box, you got the internet because you're streaming stuff. For me, I'm going to put it in between because the microwave is there, you know, between the spaces, between my living room and my kitchen. And then the last one here, carnelian. So what does this one do? Again, with the courage, with the brave kind of stuff, it helps you to stand up for yourself. It banishes fear, rage, envy, jealousy, resentment. Again, really amazing if you have children and you're trying to create a harmonious environment. It banishes or it alleviates depression. It awakens your inner joy. So people are going to feel happy in your home. Again, with the energy and the rejuvenation. So, you know, wake up feeling alive, mental stimulant, concentration, problem solving, gets rid of confusion, trust and love communication, spiritual and body alignment, abundance again, protection. We want protection in our home, passion and desire. That maybe we don't need for our kids, but it enhances your fertility, It increases your libido, so this might be something you want to fire up in your bedroom. It increases your creativity, releases blockages that would create sterility or impotence. So this one's really helpful for men, actually. Small intestine health, vitamin absorption, blood health, platelet formation. So definitely need this. We're in an anemic household here. We try to eat steak like 4 times a week just to get those red blood cells up. Low back pain, arthritis, nerve pain relief. It helps with digestive system issues, and it also helps that urinary tract. So a lot of benefits. One stone that I would add if I had it in the correct size, which I don't. I only have large specimens right now of rose quartz, but I would add that as well just because it creates a happy, harmonious family environment. And then that would be really good with the aventurine or the jade, with any of these. There's really no 2 crystals that are going to counteract each other. A lot of them will blend together seamlessly. However, rose quartz is particularly helpful with some of these energies here, especially when it comes to your children with the aventurine kind of energy there. Okay, so now I'll show you how to do it. So there are multiple styles of humidifiers. If you take a look at the one here in my daughter's room, she's got this one. It's not clear, you can't see through it, but it does do the job. She puts essential oil in there so her room smells beautiful because she's a teenage girl and she likes that stuff. But for me, I am going to use something like this that comes with a bigger tank. Now the reason why I like a clear tank is because I will forget that I put crystals in here if I can't see in it. Okay, so how do we do this? I purchased this particular humidifier at Menards for like $30. And so you just unscrew the top. And I like to put my water in here before I put my crystals in there because we have to treat our crystals like friends. And so if they just thunk to the bottom, you know, I could be damaging them in some way. And it's just not a very gentle and loving way to treat my crystals. So I don't think I need to show you how. Oh, check out the pizza rolls or the bagel bites. But I don't think I need to show you how you would fill this up. But I will anyway. So I wouldn't put in, if you're going to add essential oils, it's not a good idea to put the essential oils into the mixture prior to having any water in there. You don't want to put it in empty because it can cling to the edge of the plastic because, as you know, water and oils don't really mix. You don't need to do anything in order to get them to mix up in here. It's okay that there will be separate drops of oil and water. You don't have to add soap and make it all crazy. Okay, so now that I've got this water in here, I will very gently drop my stones in. I don't know if you can see that, but very, very carefully. Try to sometimes like tip it to the side so it can roll down. No matter what, it might be kind of a clunky trail, clunky path. Okay, so in looking at essential oil combinations, what would I want to add here? Now, I've already got a lot of love energy, right? I've got a lot of energy to get shit done in my house. So what am I really missing? I have luck. It seems to me that maybe an aspect that I haven't added to the perfect blend for my household is something very meditative or spiritual. So I like to pretend like I'm super, super organized, and I make spreadsheets for everything. So I made a spreadsheet in regards to essential oils and what the very best essential, or what each of my personally owned essential oils do. You know, like what qualities do they do? What do they help with? So in looking at that, let me pull that up. So my essential oils spreadsheet I have categorized, like, so I could cross-reference what each oil does, and maybe I should take a screenshot of this so you can see. But different qualities that essential oils have potentially are uplifting, calming, stress reduction, anger reduction, could help with acne or oily skin. I don't know that I would want one of those. That would be more for making like a facial type of blend. But we have a deodorizer. That's always good in a house with pets, so maybe that's something I'll look at. Antiseptics, sedatives, and I don't really want that. I guess it wouldn't hurt because I am adding in all of this energetic vibe with my stones. But I want to wake up feeling awake and ready to kind of take on the day. So meditation, that's one thing. Pain, dental pain, cold, flu, dry skin. Dry skin also, like dry skin, wrinkly skin, those are things that I would want to probably put into a cream or a lotion or an oil. Diuretics, circulation, varicose veins, sleep, cellulite, hell yeah, but I want that directly on my skin. Happiness, aphrodisiac, I'm not getting any, so I don't care about that. Antidepressant, fear, anorexia, psoriasis, eczema, hysteria, bowel stimulant. That's definitely something I don't want to have in my home. Rheumatism for colic, nausea, flu, cold, virus, anticonvulsants, UTIs, hypertension, insecticide. That might be good coming into spring. So I might be looking at deodorizer, insecticides, and insecticide and meditation. Stimulant, we already got enough of that with the stones. Dandruff, sores, impotence, inspiration. That would be great working from home. Anti-aging, sweating, weight loss, detox, menstrual issues. So I'm going to look at the categories of inspiration. And let's see. I'm going to look at inspiration and should we do meditation or deodorizer? Let's look at which ones would have. Okay. So as far as deodorizers go, I have the choice of a citrusy smell with, let's see, what one is that? I could, with like citronella, but like that would be a good one maybe to put 1 or 2 drops in the spring when bugs start coming out, but it's still winter here, so we're going to forget that. With petitgrain, and that one also helps you with feeling uplifted, calm, stress reduction. What else does that one do? This one's a good one. And it's also, that's about it. Okay. Or else I could do like a sweet leafy blend with lavender, although lavender does make you a little bit tired sometimes, so I might skip that. Sweet orange or citrus blast would be nice. The citrus blast, which is like a blend of citrus ones, is very uplifting as well. So that sounds nice and fun. Elemi is one of these that a lot of people are not really familiar with it. Some people love the smell, other people don't. But it does have many, many positive traits. It, I can't use allspice. That's another one that would help with deodorizing because I'm allergic to cinnamon. It'll make me nauseous. But this Elemi one, it helps with so many things. Well, actually, it wasn't Elemi. It was frankincense. So frankincense I already love because I know that it helps with meditation. It's going to be a deodorizer. What other fun qualities does it have? It can help with oily skin. Well, who gives a crap? I'm not putting it on my body. Frankincense is really good for your skin. It helps with dry skin. It helps with wrinkly skin, it looks like. Psoriasis, eczema. Oh, my goodness. You know what? Maybe I should just put that one into a... Maybe I should put that one into a cream, honestly. So a sweeter smell would also have to do with sleeping. So I think the winner for us here is going to be that petitgrain. And that one is almost like doesn't have a smell that you could categorize at all. I categorize the actual smell as like sweet or smoky, spicy, leafy, minty, citrusy, all these kind of different descriptive words. And this one is more kind of smells like a carrier oil. So I'm going to blend that then with something else. So we have our deodorizer. It also helps us to feel uplifted. It's also going to help us with our meditation practice. And let's see. Now I get to decide, do I want something that is leafy or smoky? I might want something leafy just because it is, we're coming into this springtime energy. Okay, so ones that are good for meditation, vetiver, which is like a smoky flavor. We've got a meditation blend, which is, it smells like very sweet, maybe even a little bit citrusy. It encompasses all of those happiness and good vibe energies again. There's one that is sweet and citrusy called New Beginnings, and that one is going to help with a lot of positive, creative kind of energy. There's myrrh is also a very good meditative one, but it also has maybe it also has like kind of that carrier oil scent where it's very faint. It doesn't really have much to offer. And then as far as smells go, and then juniper berry, which is citrusy and kind of leafy. It inspires people to feel happy and content in their situations. It's also a diuretic, which in certain ways can help you to feel thinner. It does help with cellulite. But with children here, you know, you're trying to help them gain weight, so that isn't something that I would want to do. And this one is also a bowel stimulant, so I'm going to pass on that one, regardless of the fact that it's super inspiring. So it looks to me like so far we're going to do myrrh, we're going to do petitgrain, and then we're going to go with inspiration, because a lot of the work that I have to do requires my creativity. I wish I was better at using like Excel spreadsheets. So Citrus Blast again with that one. I think that might be the one we want to use. We've got Balsam Fir. So it's between Citrus Blast and Balsam Fir. They both create feelings of contentment and happiness. We've got circulation, pain relief. I'm not sure that a leafy and a citrus smell would go together, so I'm going to have to choose between one or the other. Again, with the New Beginnings, which I do love that sweet citrusy smell, but I also am a little bit hesitant to have a lot of people running to the toilet at home. That's more of an issue if you're drinking it, but better safe than sorry. And again, we come with the myrrh here. So we definitely need to add more myrrh to the mixture than the other elements. And again, I'm getting that juniper berry, but we decided to pass on that because of potential diarrhea issues. I've talked more about diarrhea in this video than any video in history. Thyme would be a nice leafy smell, and it does serve as an antiseptic, so it kind of cleans out the air in your home, helping you to be healthier. It does eliminate fear, and then it does help us also with that inspiration. So if I were to go with the balsam fir, that would be my choice. However, because we are so sick of winter, I don't know that I want to live in a home that has like very wintry kind of smells right now. I want to be excited and enthused for what is coming next. So then there's this pink blend called it's like a sweeter smell, and it's called the Alive blend. So that creates feelings of happiness, of joy. It creates feelings of, what else? Oh, it helps get rid of cellulite too. There's so many essential oils that if you put them on your skin will be very helpful for you. That one is a stimulant as well, although I don't know how much assistance we need in feeling stimulated, but it is inspirational. So what I'm going to do now is pull out my top choices and then show you how you can figure out which smells are going to go well together. So I decided to share my spreadsheet with you, even though your oils that you might have on hand aren't probably exactly the same as mine. They might be a different company, or they, so you wouldn't have the blends that I have, but it's really, really helpful when I'm looking for oils, because I've sorted them into bags of like, okay, these are my blue and greens, these are my ones with white or gray labels, these are the ones with orange or brown, these are the ones with purple, these are the ones with pink, because when you have more than 130 essential oils for different things that you would need them for, it's really impossible to like go through and read each label. Hence the point of making the chart in the first place. So looking at my oil chart, we decided that we were going to go with a purple label one called Petitgrain, I think it was. So it's a purple one. So it's this first one right here. Why do I have them in Ziploc bags, by the way? The reason why is because some of them are very potent. Like you open it once or you never open it and you can still smell it. Like, so a good example of that would be my garlic one. I have never ever used it, and I maybe never will, unless some people actually, okay, so this sounds crazy, but if you have like a yeast infection, a lot of like natural people, like in like, you know, really like real herbalists, they will put a clove of garlic like in their cooch, okay? Or like if you have the flu, like herbalists and stuff sometimes will say things like, okay, we'll eat a certain amount of garlic to get rid of this or that or whatever. You could just put this into a elixir and drink it. But it is so potent. It's never been opened, but it's inside of a bag, and I can still smell it. Okay, so I've got my Petitgrain here, and what it says it does is it has uplifting properties. It calms anger and stress. It's been used in the skincare industry for acne, oily skin, and deodorizing. So hey! So we've selected that one, and then the other one we were going to go with was myrrh. And the myrrh has, let me do my little search in my spreadsheet. So that one has a gray label. I'm going to come on over to my little gray bag. And then I'm going to remember that I didn't put it back like a responsible adult. And I'm going to get it out of my closet. Well, there it is. So I've got my myrrh here. And so with this one, it says that it enhances your spirituality. Aromatherapists use it in aid for meditation or before healings. Its actions are the following: antimicrobial, fantastic when I want to have a clean house, that aventurine. Antifungal, it's an astringent tonic. It's anti-catarrhal, I don't even know what that means, and I was a nurse for years. Expectorant, so that'll help you to breathe clearer. It's a diaphoretic, so it might make you a little bit sweaty, but that's good because it'll help you to cleanse out the toxins from your body. It's an antiseptic, an immune stimulant, heck yes. Circulatory stimulant, who doesn't want better circulation? It's an anti-inflammatory, good, and an anti-spasmodic. So, hey, fantastic. Now, both of these were categorized with like a hardly any smell, like a very faint smell. So I'm assuming that these two are going to go together. So that's not really my issue. Now, I'm not going to go with the balsam fir and the other leafy one because I don't want like a leafy smell in when I'm trying to welcome spring. So I'm going to go with that Alive blend, which was a pink label. Here it is. So the Alive blend, it says it increases the senses and helps people snap out of lethargic tendencies. Fantastic, because even though I don't need a stimulant with the stones that I'm putting into the humidifier, this will be really fun because it will help me to like stay motivated, to stay on track. You know, sometimes I always do my readings within 24 hours, you know, my paid readings, but sometimes I'll be like, okay, well, I don't want to do my video reading right away in the morning because I don't feel like putting makeup on. And so then I'm like doing all of these other things on my computer that I have tasked myself to do for the day because I didn't feel like putting makeup on, which tomorrow shouldn't be a problem because of my sweet ass eyebrows. But you know, or I don't want to like brush my hair, or I don't want to change into clothes, even though in reality, another perk of working from home is you only have to wear a shirt. You can wear whatever you want on the bottom if you're making videos, or you're doing FaceTime calls, you know, Skype calls. But anyhow, there was a point. Oh, so once you kind of get into like the groove of like laying around, you're still working, but you're laying around. It's kind of hard to get up and get at them, and especially in regards to cleaning your house. So, you know, that might be a good thing. So this one is made of, it says it also helps with cellulite when diluted properly and applied to the skin, but we're not doing that. So this blend, it contains juniper berry, rosemary, lemongrass, fir needle, and nutmeg. So the fact that it contains lemongrass, which is like kind of citrusy and leafy, but more in a spring way, and the fir needle makes me think potentially we might want to add in that fir smell. So we'll take it out and check it out. The New Beginning one, though, before we get there, has a green label. I'm going to pull that out of here. So the New Beginning one, this one says that it will uplift you, help you to renew oneself, brighten and energetic. This oil is for new beginnings. It's made of sweet orange, which was one that we were looking at, lemon, Spanish rosemary, frankincense, which is also super, super spiritual, tea tree, which is super good for your body, and eucalyptus, so very good for your respiratory systems. Now, I did pull out the lemongrass one because both of these would go well with a lemongrass because one of them is made partially of it and the other one has a lemon component. This one, it says, is known for its invigorating and antiseptic properties. It can be used in facial toners for fighting acne, greasy skin. It's an excellent antidepressant. It tones and fortifies the nervous system and can be used in baths or for soothing muscular nerves and pain. So this one is more to be applied topically. However, maybe one drop would help with that antidepressant stuff. But I think for the most part, we're already radiating enough love, so we'll skip that one. With the Balsam Fir, combats the winter blahs. Balsam Fir increases circulation, treats arthritis, loosens chest congestion, invites warm, wintry disposition. So what I want to do here with this, and what was the other one? Was it fir needle? No, we had balsam fir, we had myrrh, alemmy. Some people like that, some people don't. I'm going to look at the citrus splash one more time. So that was an orange label. Strengthens your immune system, overall well-being, feelings of positivity. Diffuse it at home or work for a fresh, inspiring scent. It gets rid of cigarette smoke, stale air, other unpleasant smells. Definitely love this idea. So, that being said, I know for certain I'm using these two oils because they're a little bit more of a carrier oil. So you can just run it under your nose. It smells almost like soapy to me, but now I don't want to smell the next one right away. I want to kind of sniff some coffee because it's like palate cleansing. Otherwise, all the smells are going to blend together, and you're not going to know what's going to go with what. So, myrrh. Okay, it's a little bit smoky or woody, but very muted. Okay, so those two would probably do well with anything. Now, my Alive blend, I think I marked it as sweet. It is a little bit sweet and citrusy. It might go well with the orange. Yeah, I think those two would go well together. I do love like this fresh orangey smell that the Citrus Blast one has, although I feel like it's a little too early in the year to commit 100% to that. So the Alive smell is a little bit more potent. So I would either do these in equal amounts, or I would do the Citrus one maybe 2 to 1. Now with the Balsam Fir, how strong is that? It's pretty pine tree. Honestly, I would maybe pair these three together because it's like a woodsy smell. It's a little bit smoky. It's a little bit woodsy with that. But I don't think I would pair it necessarily with something so citrusy. I'm gonna put the two of these next to each other. Actually, they kind of smell beautiful together. I really like that. Because whatever the smell was in the Alive one that I wasn't jiving on, it's like the fir kind of takes that away. And then the New Beginning. That's really beautiful too. What is that one made of? The sweet orange. This might all work together because I think this is the one that ties it all together. It's got the orange, the sweet orange. It's got the frankincense, which is not unlike the myrrh, and then the tea tree, which is very leafy. So the way that I'm going to do this then, because you don't want to put, you read so many things that say put a fucking teaspoon of essential oil into something. Never, ever, ever. This stuff is very potent. For example, the reason why rose oil is hard to get your mitts on and why it's really expensive for a tiny little bottle is because they take each single rose petal and they crush it until little oil droplets come out, okay? They press it. Some things are easier to get oil out of, but other things are not. And so, you know, like to sift the oil out of something, to extract the oil and none of the other pieces, if you're getting like really pure essential oils, because you do want something that is pure, it's 100% natural. A lot of rose oils and things like that are not going to be 100% pure. They're going to have a carrier oil, maybe something like the petitgrain or the myrrh, in order to like create a full bottle for you that you could use, like because the drops themselves are very, very expensive. So anyway, this shit is really potent. So you don't want to put too much into your humidifier. Okay, that's the point. So I've got my humidifier all set up. I've got the water in there. Now I've just got to put the oils in. Okay, so here we go. We've got this ready to go. And as far as the myrrh goes, that one was antifungal. It helped keep things clean. So I'm going to put 2 drops into this giant gallon tank, okay? Just to give you an idea of how little oil you actually need. 1, 2. As far as the petitgrain goes, that one was used for feeling calm, happy, that sort of a thing. So I'm only going to put, because it's a carrier oil, 1. And you want to do these one at a time. You don't want to open them all up and set the caps down because you put the wrong cap on the wrong oil and it'll taint the smell forever. So the New Beginning, I'm going to do, because this kind of ties everything together, 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. Oops, 4, 5. Fuck. And then I'm going to do 2 of the citrus. 1, 2. 1 of the Alive. And 1 of the balsam fir. So what you'll notice too is that each specific oil has a different consistency. Whoa, so I accidentally got 3 in there. So this might smell a little bit leafy, but you'll notice that the consistency is different. Some are thicker, some are thinner. And why does that matter? Well, it matters because of the rate at which you can expect these to kind of come out of there, okay? Sometimes they're going to come out of the bottle really quick. Sometimes you're going to struggle with them a little. And so it's never an exact science, which is also why you want to add the oils one at a time, because if you end up throwing a lot of one specific scent into your mixture, that it's going to be very potent, and if it doesn't entirely blend with another smell, your house is going to be like way, way too fragrant. Okay, so you won't want to add anything else into this. You wouldn't want to add marshmallow leaf or peppermint leaf or any of those kind of things that you might add to your bath, or any sort of salt or anything, because it can clog up the machine here, okay? We only want to be adding water, oil, and then and then like the kind of stones that don't fall apart. We would never throw a desert rose or a gypsum in here because it would entirely disintegrate and it would clog this up. And that's also another reason why you want to be very sparing with your oils, just because if any of that smell gets trapped inside of your machine, you'll continue to smell that smell when you put in different oils and maybe they don't blend together, right? Okay. So then this just tips up here. It clicks right in, and I don't know if you can see that. So it clicks right into this machine here. I can see my little rock babies here. I don't know if you can see them because of the reflection, but they're all right here. They're in no danger of going anywhere because of the seal. And then I'm just going to turn it on. I like to turn it on to the high setting. And here we go. You can see, oh, I don't know if you saw that, but I turned it on to the high setting here. So in a few minutes, there will be steam coming out of the top of the machine. Now you're not supposed to put your face over it or anything like that, but a machine this size is definitely capable of doing 1 to 2 rooms at the same time. If you don't already have a humidifier, you want to be careful when you're making your purchase that you're not getting a dehumidifier, which sucks the air out of, like all the moisture out of the air. We want to be putting it back in here. And preferably one with those different settings is going to be helpful as well. So this is a very long video and a lot of probably boring information for you as I was kind of showing you my process, but this process really works for me. So maybe if you use a similar process, or you can create your own based on the way that I walked you through the way I do my process, you can come up with something that works really well for you and your family. Okay, love and light.